Class 8 New Oxford Modern English Book Poem Going for Water, written by Robert Frost. Question and answers with complete explanation and summary. Words to know. Barren meaning bleak and lifeless. ये इस पोएम में यहाँ पे ऑटम सीज़न यानी पतझड़ की सीज़न का डिस्क्रिप्शन दिया हुआ है, जिसमें बैरन वर्ड का यूज़ किया गया है, जिसका मतलब होता है जहाँ कुछ लाइफ एग्जिस्ट नहीं करती. ब्रूक अ स्मॉल स्ट्रीम, एक छोटा सा झरना. एर मतलब बिफोर. फेयर मीन्स फाइन एंड ड्राई वेदर, यानी अच्छा मौसम, खुशनुमा मौसम जिसमें आराम से बाहर घूमा जा सकता है. नोम्स, यहाँ पे जीनोम्स है, जी जो है वो साइलेंट है. नोम्स मीन्स legendary dwarfish creatures supposed to guard the earth's treasure underground. अर्थ के ट्रेजर को संभालने के लिए जो क्रिएचर है वो. लोथ अनविलिंग और रिलैक्टेंट. पेल अ बकेट, एक बाल्टी. सिलेंडर थिन. टिंकलिंग अ लाइट क्लियर रिंगिंग साउंड. Comprehension. Answer the following questions. Why did the people in the poem have to go out to get water? What has happened to their usual water source? Answer. The people in the poem had to go out to fetch water because their immediate source of water supply became dry. The well nearby dried up, so they went out to look for water in the brook. जो इस पोएम में पानी लेने वो क्यों गए हैं, क्योंकि उनका जो इमीडिएट सोर्स है जहाँ से वो पानी लेते हैं यानी कुआं, वो सूख चुका था, इसलिए वो ब्रूक से पानी लेने जाते हैं. सेकंड, व्हाट टाइम ऑफ ईयर इज़ इट? आंसर. इट इज़ दैट टाइम ऑफ द ईयर व्हेन ऑटम हैज़ सेट इन. सी, व्हाट टाइम ऑफ डे इज़ इट? This was during the evening time. D. Where is the brook? The brook was across the fields, behind the house, amidst the woods. जो ब्रूक था वो फील्ड को क्रॉस करके था, घर के पीछे जंगल के पास. E. What game do the people play with the moon? The people played hide and seek with the moon. F. What does the brook sound like? The brook made a tinkling sound. It seemed like a soft note being played. G. What are the droplets of water with the moon's light on them compared to? The droplets of water look like pearls under the moonlight. They shone like silver blades. These questions are more difficult questions. H. What images does the poet use to convey the idea that the water is precious? Answer. The fact that the poet compares fetching water to that of seeing the moon indicates the importance and speciality of water. Just as moon is way out of reach and seems precious, the water too held similar position for these people. I. What details from the poem make the people in the poem seem childlike? The simile-like gnomes that, hideous from the moon, lent a fairy tale-like qualities, one which is likely to stem from a child's imagination and fantasy. People went to fetch water with child-like enthusiasm and excitement. J. What details from the poem creates a magical or mysterious atmosphere? Answer. The reference to the gnomes renders a mystical element to the poem. Gnomes, being imaginary creatures, point towards something unnatural and unrealistic. And also, the description of the woods at night, filled with moonlight, has a certain amount of charm and mystery of its own. The entire setting seems enchanting and magical. Working with word. Make sentence. A. Loath. Sentence. The little girl was loath to leave her parents. Loath. Loathe. Sentence. Many children loathe eating green leafy vegetables. C. Barren. As the field was barren, it could hardly produce any crop. Baron. Baron. Henry Ford was an automobile baron. E. Slender. The plant's leaves are long and slender. Slender. Slander. She is being sued for slender. Seek. Snakes seek the sun to warm their bodies. Sought. The treasures she sought were only to be found deep in the woods. Summary. The poem Going for Water is composed by Robert Frost. In this poem, the poet is describing how the children go out to fetch water and make this small task filled with enthusiasm and excitement. The first stanza tells the reader why the children had to go for water and where they went. The well outside their door having dried up, the children have to cross the fields behind their houses in order to find out if the brook is still running. They carry with them a bucket and a can in order to fetch water from the brook. The children are quite pleased to have an excuse to go outside, as it is a pleasant though chilly autumn evening, and also because the fields and the woods are theirs, their own territory of which they have a free run ahead, as if to meet the moon that rises slowly behind the trees. It expresses the sense of freedom, adventure, and joy of the children as they run. The trees are bare and bereft of birds' song, and there is no breeze to make the leafless branches sway. Once they entered the wood, the children halt, believing that if they stand still, the moon will be able to see them at least for some time. But soon enough, when she finds them, they run laughing happily to a new hiding place. The reference to gnomes add a magical quality to this evening expedition. Even a practical chore is turned into enjoyable experience because of the way the children make even the most mundane of act seem excitement, as only children with their vivid imagination and carefree happiness can. As they hear the brook, the children lay a restraining hand on each other as a precaution not to make the sound. When they set out, they had not even been sure whether the brook was still running, but now in the silence of the evening they hear the unmistakable sound it mixes. The tinkling sound of running water is heard clearly in the stillness. The brook reveals itself as not only a source of water, but also a thing of beauty to be appreciated for its own sake. The poet paints a beautiful picture of the pearl-like water drops that glimmers on the pool in the bright moonlight, that turn the slender form of the brook into a silver blade.